Tell me why my ass could not find my magnetic tripod, bro. I couldn't find that bitch, and I was trying to use it to set this shit up, but I don't know what the fuck it said. Anyways, I want to do some different content, bro. I was thinking, dude, if I'm gonna do a YouTube channel, I might as well just do all the shit I want to do, and I got some shit coming soon, but it was a little bit inspired by one of my friends. She advised me that I should journal and get my thoughts down, and I'm like, yo, that's a good idea. Then I feel like some of the shit I gotta say, there might be someone out there that like, I look like a fucking egg, but there might be some people out there that like need to hear this. And so today's number one lesson is you owe it to yourself to do whatever it takes to better yourself. You owe it to yourself to live a life that you deserve and to live a good life. And that reflects in a million different ways. Number one, relationships. I'm gonna start with this one. Don't feel the need to keep people around that don't value you the way that you want to be valued. Now, obviously, there's limitations. Like, you can't expect everyone to, lift you up on a golden platter and say, give you everything that you want, right? But if someone you want to be friends with, or someone that you say you're friends with, just doesn't treat you the way you want to be treated, doesn't treat you like a friend, or is good to you, things like that, you owe no obligation to be friends with that person. You owe it to yourself to get rid of that person. If people aren't treating you good, you owe no obligation to try and talk to them and be like, oh, I don't appreciate this. Look, if they're not treating you good, you can tell them once, you can tell them twice. If they don't change, get them out. You owe no obligation to anyone. It is your life, and it's up to you to maximize what you have. Especially when a lot of times we have people that maybe we look for something in some person and that is already in someone else, and we're not appreciating the people that we have. So that's second thing is appreciate what you do have. Like, I'm not in the position in life where I want to be. For example, like, look, I feel small. And maybe to others, I may not feel that way, but I do feel small, and I don't feel like I'm in the position I'm in, or the position that I want to be in. But what I will say is, I have made progress from where I started. Obviously, I enjoy where I'm at now compared to where I was before. And that is something to be happy about, and that's something to appreciate. So as much as we can want something else, we can't not forget the progress that we have made. And that's the important thing. We should never forget how far we've come. You've probably come a lot farther than you really thought you have. And we should really appreciate that. Number 3 is a little bit more physical, but like keeping your body right. Just do the simple things, bro. Exercise, diet, shit like that. But besides that too is also understanding that time is the most valuable resource that we have. And all the time that you spend, you will never get back. Time isn't like money. I can spend $10 and go work and make $10. I can go spend an hour doing nothing. There's no way for me to get that hour back. That hour that I spent doing nothing is gone. There's no way for me to get it back. Nothing. I can't do anything about that. So that the time that you do have, and this will expand outside of diet, exercise, but like, man, look, if you want to eat some shit, bro, everything in moderation. Obviously, don't go crazy every day, but dude, look, if you're out with your friends, having a good time, and you're like, damn, I should watch my figure, I can't eat too much, just fuck it, bro. We don't live enough time to always say no. And expanding off of the point of not saying no to yourself and that time is limited, remember, you can't get any of the time that you spend back, so just be picky with what time you do have and use it to benefit yourself and use it to your advantage. Don't waste your time on things and people that won't appreciate you. Don't waste your time on shit that don't matter. Like, don't give your time and energy to people that don't give you that energy back. If somebody doesn't value as much as you value them, don't waste the time on them. If you're unhappy doing something and you're spending all your time doing it, don't do that thing anymore. If you're in a job that you don't like, well, obviously, I'm not saying that if you don't like your job, go quit immediately. No. But with what time you do have, find something better. Start making progress towards getting better. Maybe the time that you have is limited, but with that limited time, you can still make something out of it. And that's the point. Make something out of what time you do have and are allowed to spend. Because obviously, look, the job that I have at this dining hall, I don't like it. But obviously, it's better than nothing. And what time that I do have, I can spend it working on myself, working on other skills that I have, so that in the future, obviously when I'm out of college and things like that, I can get a job in a field that I want and enjoy. Not all the time that you spend will always be something that you enjoy or will maybe even be worthwhile, but everything is an experience to learn from if you take it that way. Everything that you do is an experience to learn from, and you can learn from those experiences and grow more. None of us are perfect. I'm not a perfect human being, and I never will be. I will never get close to perfection because perfection is not something attainable. But as humans, we have something special. We have the capacity for growth, and we are conscious of it. We know that we can improve as people, and I think we owe it to ourselves to grow as much as we can as people. We can't be perfect, but we can try and be better. And you owe it to yourself to try and be better. Having a better life will just, it's what it says. It's having a better life. And the only way you'll have a better life is by trying to improve it. And never feel bad about doing what you need to do for yourself. Whether that's cutting people off, whether that's getting rid of old habits die hard, getting rid of shit that was holding you back. There are so many chains right now. I really want, the last takeaway I'll get from this video, so I stop yapping, right? The takeaway I want you to get for this is think about all the chains that are holding you back. Relationships that, friendships, actual relationships, things like that holding you back. Your habits. I have a terrible issue with sleeping and getting to bed on time and getting places. I know that's holding me back from doing what I need to do. So I'm trying to get better at that. Your emotions. I think we don't really pay attention to ourselves, and that holds us back. We're bottling everything up. We push everything away, and when you push that away, think about it like this. I don't really know the best way to put this. It's like putting ankle weights on. I don't really know the best way to really phrase this, but just understand that when we push our emotions down in a way, it also in turn pulls on us and it slows us down because we don't take time to process and understand and help ourselves. So then we get stuck. So also taking the time to process your emotions and really understand how you're feeling. It is okay to be sad. It is okay to be mad. It is okay to be happy. It is okay to feel every emotion. But if you're not in a state that you enjoy, then it is up to you to first identify the issue and B, get rid of it. And then the last part is the time thing again. Look, we only have so much time, and it's why waste it living an unhappy life when we have the time now to do what we can? Look, I always tell myself this whenever I'm working, whenever I'm doing anything. Look, there's little niggas in Nicaragua mining diamonds for pennies on the dollar. Their lives will be spent working in mines, not doing shit. They don't get to live life. I have a special privilege that I get to go to college. I get to eat food constantly whenever I want. I get to hang out with my friends. I get to do all this amazing stuff. And I feel like I owe it to myself to do everything I can to maximize this because there are people out there that don't get to live life. There are people out there that they're born and then they die immediately, or they live a life where they're held back from what they really wanted to do, whether that be, disease, things like that. I was gifted with a body that I'm fully abled. I'm a heterosexual man. I have a pretty great standing, and I feel like it's up to me to personally improve my life the best I can and do good, because not everyone will get that privilege, and it's already a privilege in itself for me to have everything that I have, and it's up to me to maximize what I do have. And I think that also applies to you watching this. If you're watching this, you're probably doing fine in life, or just getting by, or at least you're privileged, and maybe in some way. Obviously, this may not apply to everyone, but in some way, we all have privilege, and I think with that privilege, we need to take it and do what we can to maximize our own life, because not everyone will get that privilege. But it's going on 10 minutes, so I'll see you guys later. Maybe a gym video coming next, or fucking Pokemon. I don't know. You guys will see.